club. So please welcome on stage our legendary striker Phill Bignall and his dad Pete. Come up, Pete. Pete was our head steward for a number of years as well. Right, I'm going to take you all back in time a little bit now, because I know Pete came in. He said, I can't believe how many you've got coming down here now, because when Pete and Phill were here, we had an average crowd of 55, and we're now averaging 166. So obviously we've come on a little bit since then. I'm going to take you back to 2002, 2003. 2002, 2003. Phill signed for the club and we won the Central Midlands League that year, and I think it was 49 goals, was it, Phill? Just taking back memories of that season. 49 goals.
Yeah, 49. I was at Eastwood at the time and I signed for Tommy. Obviously, Tommy got me down. So I thought, yeah, let's give it a go. And yeah, 49 goals. I was getting goal bonus as well, so that kind of spread me out.
Don't mention that, because that's the thing of the past.
Like you though.
And there was one particular game. I think you remember Tommy came in angry when you were 1-1 at half time.
Yeah, it was I think you'd only played about 4 games, and I thought things were going well. Half time 1-1. I think we were playing away somewhere. I can't remember which against. But yeah, we came in 1-1. Thought, yeah, okay, fine. We came in, table, hot pot of tea. What the hell is that? I'm like, okay, yeah, this guy wants to win. So yeah, I thought to myself, yeah, I've got a good team here, we're definitely going to win something. So yeah.
49 goals, and can you remember how that game finished up? Did we win it? Did the half-time teeth flying incident?
No, we didn't win.
We didn't win, we lost. That's a good story. Pete, you must have been very proud of your lad. You obviously came here with him and you took on stewarding duties very kindly, free of charge for us for a number of years. You must have been proud of your lad.
Yeah, very proud. I mean, back in the early days when the oak pitch was down the far side, a lot of work went in from staff, people who used to come up, because the sport was very low in them days. You had a lot of work on, speakers' nights, so we all mucked in, we used to paint, things like that, and it was a family affair. The old outset was a big family affair. And to see him come on like he did, I remember taking him to Shafto for his first proper football game, you know what I mean, and then progress, and then like I say, it was at Eastwood and that lot, and then Tommy got in here. It was amazing. And in the early years, it was hard graft, but all come down to football, and that's what speaks volumes.
Brilliant, yeah. And you were a key part of that as well, Pete. We went on to 2003, 2004 after the promotion. I'd obviously not long. I took over at chairman at the start of the decade, so memories for me. First season in the Northern Counties, I believe we came 9th, Phill, but you still managed to bang in 35 goals for us. Next season, we nearly went up, we came 3rd. You scored another 34 league goals in that season, which was, again, I think virtually pretty much leading goal scorer in the league every season. But finally in 2005, 2006, we did it, 27 goals you got that season, slightly less, believe it or not.
Yeah.
But that was the season where we won the league. Take me back your memories from that season, if you would, Phill.
Yeah, when we won the league, was obviously we got Chapel as well, so basically me and him was just kind of running it. I just think from the beginning with what happened previously, I think it was Garforth Pictures once it was the year before. Was that then? Or?
Yeah, I think that's a great. Those of you who don't know, I'll just take you back through that because we've got a lot of new supporters. Phill probably remember it better than me. But what happened was, in I think the 2005-2006 season, we went up. Then the 2006 season, the 2007 season, it was between us and Garforth who was going to go up, and there was a very memorable day, or an unmemorable day, when Garforth came down here. Basically,
yeah, he bought 200 fans down.
200
he paid
fans
for the old lot to come down, and he just basically upset everybody. Got everybody off the fans to abuse all the players. They ended up beating us 1-0, and they got promoted, and we lost out. And he tried to sign me that season as well. I think he put in a 5-figure?
He put in a
5-figure for me to go. And
yeah.
I had to actually go. And I didn't want to go, but Nick obviously wanted to win.
No, I didn't want to. I didn't want you to go, trust me.
But yeah, I kind of called it off because I didn't want to go, so I didn't go in the end. We obviously got picked. So the following season, we obviously got promoted. No, yeah, we got promoted. Yeah, so that was great for us to kind of claw something back there, wasn't it? So
that was the season. What we're on about, it was at their ground.
Well, that was probably one of the greatest days in my.
Moments,
I mean, going forward, what Phil's referring to is the following season.
Yeah.
They'd come down here. Were you stewarding that day when all the clowns were here? The manager of Garforth actually had nothing on his feet. He just had his. He took his shoes and socks off. He was walking around. There were. If Phil was through on goal, what would happen was there was one incident with. If you remember this, I can. Phil was through on goal, and another ball came on the pitch. One of their supporters threw a ball on the pitch, so the referee blew up. And that happened 2 or 3 times during the game when we were attacking. Somebody would throw another ball onto the pitch, so the referee would have to blow up, and then obviously everybody was innocent. And Phil, just what's your memories of that day? It was pretty bad, wasn't it?
Yeah,
a lot of abuse.
Pete.
Yeah, terrible abuse, and you know what I mean, like you say, and all the things that was going off, it was just gameplay from, he'd planned it, you know what I mean, and mentally destroyed us, all of us. Did destroy me.
He just had all the tricks. He just had all the tricks, you know. He just did everything he could to get what he wanted.
Yeah, he did.
Also that season, Tommy got into a fight, I think, with their manager up at their place.
Did he? Yeah.
I think he came into our technical area. He was in. I was behind the goal. I was behind Tommy. He was in.
Is he still like that then? Yeah.
I had to grab Tommy from getting arrested.
Yeah.
I had to stop Tommy from getting arrested that day.
Go on, tell us the story, Pete.
Well, basically, what it was that it was so bad. He was like getting so much abuse, and Tommy just absolutely lost his head. And I remember standing behind him, and I said, "Tommy, it's not worth it." And he went, "No, it is for me at this minute." And class, and I was come between them, parted them. But in them days, that's how it was played. It was mind games all the time, especially with Garforth, because this guy, Mick was,
Simon Clifford, that's his name.
Mick was struggling, and we were proper struggling as a club to get as much money in. Then this bloke come along with all this cash, flashing it around, you know what I mean? And like you say, I remember that day when he was walking around, I went, are you we've got a screw loose, mate. I said, you want to put some shoes on? I do as I please. I said, well, not at this club you don't. You do what I say. At the time, I was a supervisor, run all the security around here, and I thought, he's not doing it, you know what I mean? But, like I say, that 1-0, but then we got it back the following season.
We did. There's a famous picture of Tommy that was in the Evening Post. What happened was at the away game, their manager came in our technical area, and I think he was smoking as well, blowing the smoke in Tommy's direction, and it was surreal that season. But they went up. The following season, I think we met him again. I think that might have been the season before that when we came third. When we did eventually go up, we were in the same league as Garforth, and we went to them on the last day of the season, and whoever won the game, I think we had to win the game. Whoever won the game went up, and that's probably one of my best memories in non-league football, going there. And Phill had left us briefly to go to Sutton, where he'd scored quite a few goals, got the chance of getting him back. I think a striker got injured and we brought you back at the end of that season, Phill. And what's your memories of that Garforth game away where we won and we had a welcome committee as well, didn't we? When the coach, can you remember the welcome committee waiting for us, all the Garforth fans?
Yeah, it wasn't nice. But yeah, it was summer, obviously, summertime as well, so it was a really good vibe. I think we was just confident anyway, so we knew we was going to get the result. And also with what happened previously, they coming onto our ground, you know, and upsetting us, we thought, well, we don't need what you did to upset you, we can do it on the pitch. And we just basically destroyed them. So I think I was subbed that day, unfortunately, but I did get on, set the winner up for Jonesy to score. And yeah, it was just amazing just to go back there onto their own doorstep and, you know, shove it back in their faces basically. So yeah, great memories.
Fantastic, Phill. And of course, we then got to this division, and albeit we're still here, we haven't managed to get a promotion yet. We've got to the playoffs a couple of times. We haven't managed to go any further, but we have maintained our position in this league. Although we had one really bad season, generally we've been pretty consistent. And that first season, Phill, you were only with us for one season at this level, but once again you scored another 26 goals. What was your memories of how did you find the step up to this level?
Well, I had obviously played in that level before, so I was used to it kind of thing. But it was good. It was, I think everything had stepped up in general as well, not just obviously the team, but the whole lot. Everything had stepped up. So to me, it was where we kind of belonged anyway as a team. The players that we got, we brought new players in. I think Aidan Brady came in that season as well. So we just generally, and it was our first season, but I just thought throughout the team, the position we covered. Ali Batterini, the goalkeeper, was just brilliant. We had struggled with goalkeepers a few times, but yeah, it was just brilliant. And there's plenty of games where we looked down and out, and we just turned it around. So yeah, it was great.
Would you say that the best times of your career were here, or did you go on?
Yeah, 100%. I played at Phill Town, Eastwood, Sutton, Eastwood twice, and by far Carlton was the best club I played for. Yeah, just as the community of it, the more time you play at a bigger club, there's more money involved and there's a lot more egos, and I didn't kind of like that, and didn't feel like I fitted in. So, but with Carlton, I did, and I just felt like home. Obviously, I left once. Probably would have come back straight from Eastwood rather than go to Sutton, but
we kept you waiting for a bit.
Yeah, no. I heard Tommy was like, he'll be back when I left, and I thought, no, I won't come back straight away. So it was a bit of that, but yeah, I probably should have just come back straight away, to be fair. But it is what it is. So yeah.
Before we sign off, I just want to, again, for the new supporters among us, I want to go back to a night that I remember. I was running the academy at the time here, and I was up in Buxton where it was snowing. And this is a very true story. I was getting phone calls. But in a nutshell, if I tell it wrong, you'll correct me. I got a phone call from our secretary, Paul Shelton. The Miller Masters up there waving. I think you know the Miller Mouse, don't you?
Yeah, we do.
The Miller Masters. I'll invite you up in a minute, Miller Mouse. It'll be good to see you up here. So just tell this story first. But anyway, cut a long story short, I was with the academy at Buxton. It was snowing. I was getting updates from Gaul where we were playing on the night. Phil had got sent off, and then he got attacked by the lad he'd been battling with all game. He got attacked from behind on his way to the dressing room. One or two of our committee players were getting threatened, and Pete had to stand in the way. There was 4 or 5 angry Gaul supporters threatening this. And take up the story, Pete. I wasn't there, so.
Yeah, so basically what happened was Tony Shelton, bless him, Paul Shelton couldn't fight his way out of the paper bag. You know what I mean? And he was one of those. He was a gentle bloke.
Yeah,
he really was a gentle guy, and I've never seen him actually get riled. But this time it's like properly. So we've got all these Gaul fans in front of us, like threatening. I went, lads, you know what I mean? It's not gonna. It's a football thing, and one of them said, "You've got nothing to do." So I said, "Well, I'll tell you what then." So I took my coat off. I went, Paul, step back. I went, "I'll take you all on." I said, "Cause
Boat's not with us then."
I said, "I'll take it all on," because I had it. I said, as far as I'm concerned, I always thought about your supporters. You strung it on thick in head. And basically, they all just backed down and said, "Look, well, we don't want no trouble." I went, "No, but it's there if you want it, but don't pick on him." Because he was, he was getting on a bit, and I was young at the time.
Who, Paul or Phil?
Paul, you know what I mean? But then this guy come up to me, "Oh, mate, we don't want it." And I said, "No, we don't want no trouble. What's happened on the pitch should stay on the pitch." You know what I mean? Everybody's getting a bit rough, mate. You went, yeah, you're right, and that lot. And it ended up where,
You ended up at the police station, didn't you?
Ended up at the police station, but
he got arrested.
yeah,
Their player got arrested.
Yeah, he got arrested.
it was quite violent. It was a nasty day, but in some situations, I just lost my cool that day. But lucky enough, they backed down in it.
Brilliant. Let's get the Miller Mouse up there for a photograph. I know she's a big friend of. Phil and Pete.
She's
lovely. So get a couple of photographs. Come on, my darling. She's actually what? Oh, your cousin, the Miller Mouse. Oh, bless. I'm going to step back. Do you want to get a photo, guys?
Oh no.
Right, everybody, please put your hands together for possibly our greatest ever goal scorer and his brilliant forward, Phill Bignall, everybody. Thank you, guys.